Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How is everybody's Monday going? If you see that red live button, that means we're live, and if it's not, that means you're watching a replay. And that's quite all right. If you just put the hashtag replay on it, then Facebook will let me know, and then I can go back and say hi to you. I'm gonna try and pull myself up on my laptop, so if I lose comments, I can find me. There I am in my Budapest shirt. I loved it when we went to Hungary and we got to go, and I got this shirt from Budapest. It was so fun. It's a beautiful little country. Hungary is just a beautiful country. So, hi Tracy, how are you? Your first one I see you on. You get the hearts today if it's going to work. Yay, it worked for Tracy. Thank you so much for coming on and joining. So we're going to, let me actually share myself out because we're going to be working on the Journal Pals journal. So I'm going to send me over here, and then I'm going to send me over there. I want to send me over everywhere. So I'm going to kick my own cowbite. Hi, Mary. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So let me put me in there. And then I'm also going to put me in the Junk Journaling Jamboree. Hi, Lori. Thank you for coming in. Here's some hearts for all of you guys. Thank you. I love it. The hearts are working again. So let me put me into the Junk Journaling Jamboree since we are technically working on the Journal Pals journal from last month. I didn't finish it. I thought, we're always going to do it on Thursday, and I haven't even finished it yet. So this is what we started last month for the Journal Pals event. Remember, we were all given this quilt piece, and I turned mine into like 1950s kind of a retro kitchen journal. And we added this lady, and we put her little skirt on her and stuff. And the printables I think I got them from Etsy. And then some of them came from Lisa Siegel from Digital or Vintage Roots Digital Designs. So we got to get working on it. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Mary. Hi, Angela. How are you? Thank you for coming in. So I'm going to bring the camera down so we can start working, because you know that this hour screams so fast. Can I still do hearts like that? Yeah, it still works. So good. Yay. I'm so happy. I can give thumbs up. I can just sit here and do that for an hour. No thumbs up. Oh, it doesn't like thumbs up. Maybe the peace sign. Ooh, it could be just the angle of the camera now. Oh, there's the balloons. Hi, Julie. Hi, Giselle. How are you, Giselle? Your journal that you were posting was beautiful. So I love this retro. We have this really pretty quilt square on the inside too. And like I said, I've been so busy. We kind of popped the little KitchenAid up, and this has a little recipe. It's a little tuck and stuff like that. So this book is available, and 100% of the proceeds from this will go to my church's arena. So if anybody wants to put a bid in on this, that would be so helpful for our church. We have an arena at our church. I go to the Cowboy Church. You can look it up online. It's called the Salt Branch Cowboy Church, and then we have inside of the church, we have a arena for the kids to ride their horses and do mutton stuff and roping cattle and all the good stuff, to where they can do it in a safe place, in a Christian background, and they all pray before they do it. And like I said, 100% of the proceeds from this will go to, that's my donation I make to my for the Journal Pals. You only have to give 10%, but I give 100% of whatever the book sells for. So if anybody is interested in donating to the church rodeo fund, all you got to do is put a bid on this. This has a little, I love the colors in it, and I'm really not a pink and blue girl, but man, I'm telling you, I've had fun with this journal. So I'm just trying to see where we kind of left off. And I did do that printing on that tracing paper again. I just love it. You have a sinus cold? Yuck. I had a chest cold. Thank you so much. So I'm glad you like the Pooh Bear. I had a chest cold for a couple days, but that, there is a, I guess it's the flu, A virus that's right now going around. A lot of people have it. So there's a lot of area in here. We can still add some stuff. I still have quite a bit of fussy cutting to do. This is just a little piece of, you know, the netting that comes around the fruit. I thought we would add that in. We're just gonna have fun. We're just gonna zhuzh it up and have some fun. And if we have time, we're gonna make a shaker tag from a mason jar to stick in one of the belly bands. That'll be fun. Because you know me, I don't really do glitter, but I was at the store and I got these little flowers and these little butterflies, and I thought that would be cute to go in that mason jar. So we might do that. So we got to cover up. We got to cover up, at least we got to cover this up for sure. So let me see what we have in here that I can fussy cut out. And this is just, you know, leftover of the printables. And we can cut that up and put it on somewhere. I mean, I don't mind cutting up the like the dolls and cutting them out and just putting them in. I think that's fun. I did want to do something real quick with this though. So let me see what we can do with the, oh, that'll be cute. We can add to the pocket, and we just have to find something to put on the other side. So let me see what we can put on the other side. So I hope everybody had a wonderful, oh, this would be cute too. It's a pot of soup cooking. And hi, Lori, how are you? I loved your journal you're working on. I love it. I love the education you're giving us as well. So that will definitely be more than what we need. So we might have to trim down. Let's see if we could go this way with it. Might have to just trim down this handle a little bit, and we can put this on the back side. I think that'll work better, and then it'll still be a pocket. So let me cut down the handle, because we don't need it to be, we can have it straight on one side. So it will be just fine. Just cut that off, and then that way it'll tuck in a little bit better. Oh, that fits much better in there like that. And that's so cute. I love it. And I'm just going to glue this part down. I'm not going to put any glue on the top. So I'm using Art Glitter Glue. Hi, Deborah. How are you? How's everybody? Sinus cold. You know what? I actually woke up. I told my daughter this morning. When I woke up, I had such one of those, you know, sinus headaches. You know, you get them, you know what they are. But, oh, man, I'm telling you. And my hair, literally right here on my head, was sticking straight up because I think I had my hand in my head. You know, like, it's like pulling my hair out in the middle of the night, I guess. But, man, I woke up with one of those. First thing I had to do was pop 3 aspirins in my hand. Before I even had my coffee, I had to take 3 aspirins because, woo, doggy, that sinus headache. It's so dry where we're at, and so, you know, because we live on that red dirt. We live in the red dirt. So I think that's cute. I am going to trim just a little bit right here, just so it'll lay flat. But yeah, sometimes that red dirt gets to me, just because it's so dry and it's so dusty. So that'll be super cute there. So we're going to do the same thing. We're only going to glue here. So... But yeah, the only thing that works for me in a sinus headache is actually just bare aspirin, just that regular bare aspirin. No other aspirin works. For me anyways. So we're going to put that cup there. And I did go a little bit outside of my lines there. So let me pull it up a little bit. And we'll just kind of wipe that so it doesn't stick to that pink paper next to it. And I love it. I like it. And if we have time, I might come back and put put that glossy accent. So I put that glossy accent on the steam on this one. It makes it shiny. I might do that too. Hi, Nicole. Thank you for coming in. I might do that on the steam coming out. But that's turned out cute. And we can add her to this page, I think. Let me find my helping hand. Let me just make sure we're not missing a bunch of pages, you know, kind of deal, because I did kind of go through it quickly. I like this blue. I'm going to leave it alone. I just think it's cute. We could add a little corner pocket to it if we want to, if we get time. But I do want to leave a little bit for the person who buys it to be able to add to it, or, you know, add some recipes to it. So we have this blue. So let's go ahead and I have a couple of these ladies still that I want to put. Now let's see if we can get the lady, and sometimes you just have to chop them up a little bit though. So let's see. I'd rather chop part of mom than I would chopping child. So let me get this chopped down. I cannot remember the name of the Etsy store I got this printable from, but I will try and find it. It's saved on my hard drive, and ooh, maybe I can look. Hold on. I have my hard drive right here, my laptop. It's just called Retro Kitchen. So I think if you type it into Etsy, Retro Kitchen, it'll come up. Retro Kitchen. PDF. It doesn't say any other name with it. So that's all I did was I typed that into Etsy, and I got that. So, and I know I saw Jimmy Lou working on one. I said, that girl, she's doing the same. It's not. It doesn't look like it's the same retro. It's, you know, a different print because it's not this blue and pink. But I thought, oh, she's doing one like it. So we will add this picture to it. So I think I will move it down, and it'll be perfect right there. And I think we'll make it a little pocket. And then that way, whoever gets it can put like maybe their favorite recipe of their cupcakes in there. Because that's what this is a cupcake. So let's, I think, I don't want to cut any of her arm off. So let's put the tag on the top, the opening. It can be a top. Hi, Bev. How are you? I caught a few minutes of yours. What was wrong with the baby, huh? He was panting. Maybe he's just hot because he's got so much hair right now. His hair is thick. Or her. I don't know if that was your boy or your girl. I know that mine gets so hot. And I had to have Emma shaved all the way down because she got fixed. And while she got fixed, she just got all messed up because she had to wear that surgical suit. And it was so tight, it just made a sweater on her. So I had her shaved down, and she's probably only about 1 inch long right now. So Grover's hair is, he's got himself a sweater too. He's going next week to the groomer to get, I can groom him too myself, but sometimes it's just easier to take him down to the groomer and do him. But he's really good. He'll get in the shower with you, actually. He's so good. But he needs a little bit of a cut, and sometimes I get a little wild when I'm cutting on for myself. I didn't go to cutting school for dogs. Hi, Roberta. How are you? Hi, Lainey. How are you? How is everybody's weekend? Hi, Jimmy Lou. How are you? Yeah, Jimmy Lou, you did the same, almost the same cover as me. But this was my last month's Journal Pals. I thought, I got to get it done because we're going to do Journal Pals again on Thursday. I haven't finished this one yet. I am going to just trim the top off a little bit right here because I got a little bit off on my cut. So let's see if I can trim that down just a little bit. And now we have a little pocket there. And like I said, whoever gets this book can put down maybe their favorite recipe for cupcakes or something behind it. And then here's a spot to put a recipe on. I'll leave that, but let me see if I've got something we can put on the back of it. We can at least make like a belly band. That would be kind of cute. It isn't quite the right color, but I do like this black and white check one. So let's put that, and we'll make a little belly band for another Tekka recipe card in. So this, like I said, was from last month's Journal Pals that we did. And all of the proceeds will be going to my church. Jimmy Lou just asked that we give 10%, but I like to give 100% of my proceeds for the Journal Pals to my church. It's rodeo fun. I do work the concession stands for it, and I think it's so important that kids have a absolutely safe place to go and be kids at, and not have to worry one bit, you know, and they can just have fun at church. And it shows them that church is about God, but it also shows that it's an important place to have fun as well, because, you know, the Lord wants us to have fun. He just wants us to be respectful, you know, kind of deal. So we have another pink piece here, and we have this lady. So I think we're going to move on, and this way we'll have a journaling spot. So let's move to the second signature, and then we can go back in and fill in on some spots. But look at this. This was done with that tracing paper again. All I did was run the tracing paper through my printer. I have an HP 5100, and it works beautifully. I will say I would like to get some tracing paper that maybe is a little bit heavier. I did buy a couple of brands. One's a little bit wider, and I need to... Hi, Maggie. How are you? Thank you for kicking out the cow patty stew. Yours is a 70s. Mine's a 50s journal. So it is different. I know. I just... the one I got that's a little bit heavier is not 8.5 by 11, so I have to cut it down first, but it is a little bit thicker, and I love it because I can it holds up a little better. So let's see if we can fussy cut out this real quick, and we'll just stick it on this page. Well, I might have to cut part of the banana off, but we will just fussy cut this. I love this retro kitchen. Not that I would ever have a pink kitchen, because I would never have a pink kitchen. I did have a pink bathroom, though. I was telling Jimmy Lou about that. I had a pink bathroom that was, I mean, hot pink. Oh, where is that? Where did I put it? Where is that hot pink? Let me grab it real quick. This is the cover that we're going to be using for this week's Journal Pals. And you see this pink? This was the color of my bathroom when my husband and I first bought our house. I painted it that color. My husband's colorblind. He had absolutely no idea what color it was. And he said he kind of liked the color. And when I went to, I don't know if it was I think it was Home Depot at the time. I went and I said, I need to get a gallon of paint this color. And the guy looked at me like I was nuts. And the guy standing in line next to me, he thought I was nuts. And and the guy finally that's mixing the color for me, he goes, where are you going to put this? And I said, I'm going to paint my bathroom that color. And he looked at me and I said, he won't stay in there long, will he? And the guy behind me, and he just started laughing. So he goes, no, he ain't going to stay in there at all. But I did. I painted my bathroom that color. And I had really beautiful blue accents. It was kind of not a navy blue, but just a dark blue. I chopped off part of the pineapple leaf. Let me get rid of some of this paper. But it looked really good. I even had the mini blinds ordered that was the blue color that matched the towels and the rugs and everything. And it really looked nice. But after it's, let's say it's 17th year, I was kind of tired of it, and we painted it back to like a cream color, you know, like a normal white. But man, I'm telling you, it was hot pink. I think I'm probably the only one that, and it was a big bathroom. I was really kind of worried about it for a little while. Like, is it going to take, you know, what's it going to look like? And it actually, I wish I had pictures. Somewhere there's a picture of it, but I don't know where. But that's the 80s for you, you know. Weren't afraid of color back then in the 80s. And like I said, my husband's colorblind. I don't know if he ever really knew what color it was. He just knew it was bright. And but it was funny. I laughed so hard. But just the reaction, it was worth it just having the reaction of the guy who makes the, you know, that makes the color for you, and the guy that was standing behind me in line. It was worth it just to have that reaction from him, just to paint it. And my daughter was like, "Hey, what? This pink, Mom?" I said, "Yeah, it sure is." And it wasn't a powder pink. It was, you know, this magenta. You know, it's like fingernail polish pink. You know. I know it was 80s. It was totally 80s. Debbie, thank you for kicking out them cow patties. For anybody that's new, my name is Liz. Welcome to our crazy ranch that we have here. We live on a ranch in West Texas, and there's 4 generations that are on this ranch, and I love every single second of it. Even when you're flinging horse flies, no. Even when you're doing the hardest job on a ranch, I still love it. I love every second of it. I am so blessed. I am beyond blessed to be having kids and my grandkids, and I got great grandkids living here. And I am so, oh my goodness, I have my 2 oldest, well no, my oldest great granddaughter. I only have 2 great granddaughters. The others are all boys. And her brother, which is my 3rd great grandchild, got baptized yesterday, and their grandmas sent me all the pictures of it so I could watch them get baptized. And oh my, it just melts your heart, you know. My grandson, I don't know, some of you probably know, but maybe not all of you know, that I lost my granddaughter a couple of years ago to a head-on collision, and these are her children. And my grandson, great-grandson, he wrote out a little thing to, you know, say why he wanted to be baptized. And he said, I want to be able to go to heaven so I can be with my mommy again someday. And I'm not telling you, if that didn't melt the heart, I don't know what would. But it's just like, it was, I mean, I'm kind of glad I wasn't like literally in the church, because I probably would have been a blubbering idiot, you know, like I would have just like, it would have just taken me down. But I'm telling you, I was blessed to have the grandmas there, and they sent me the pictures, and oh my goodness sakes, and they both, you know, got baptized, you know, not at the same time, but on the same day. And I'm so blessed that they're, you know, choosing that way of life. And even my great granddaughter, she said something that was just heartbreaking too. I mean, not heartbreaking, but heart-filling, you know, joy-filling. And she was like, it's time to start over. And it was like, it is. That's what baptism is. It's a new beginning. It's a new life. Everything is washed away, and it's a new start. And to get that at 12 years old, I just love it. And like I said, I wish I was there, but then I probably would have just been a blubbering fool. And, you know, and you don't want to take that away from them, you know. Don't be a blubbering fool in front of your grandkids. But isn't it? Oh my goodness. I'll share the video on the page, because they shared it on Facebook, so I can share it. If they share it, I can share it. So, but yeah, it is just, It is amazing. So now, do we want to make this a tuck spot? Let's see. I think we do. So I'm just going to kind of glue. I'm going to leave the pineapple loose and goosey there. And I'm just going to glue maybe from whatever fruit that it looks like. Maybe I don't know what fruit that is. Maybe it's a golden pear. This is a green pear, but I don't know. Maybe it's a yellow apple. But I'm going to just glue along that side, and we'll have a tuck on the side of it. So let me see if I can do that without losing it here. So yeah, it is a good weekend for them. They're up in Portland, Oregon, and I am so glad that they're choosing to walk in the Lord's path, you know. And like I said, to listen to I think he's 9 years old. 9? No, they just turned 10. Oh, they're growing up so fast, I can't keep up with their ages. I'm not old enough to have a 12 and a 10-year-old great-grandchild. I'm just not old enough. But we have them. And, but, oh, I'm telling you. That makes a great-grandma happy. Filled my heart up with a lot of joy this weekend. So, but like I said, that's why I think it's so important to have, you know, a place in church where children feel safe and where they feel like they can play and they can learn about God and they can learn of friends and they can, you know, just do whatever. So that's why I said, you know, if you put a bid in on this book, all of it's going to go. I don't need one penny from it, you know. I want it to go to the church, you know, kind of deal. So if anybody wants it, you just, you know, put an offer in on it and it will get to the church. So that's what it's about. It's about getting it to the church. So I like that. It's a little tuck spot. And then we'll go on this side. And we'll try and do something just as cute on this side. And like I said, I just have a stack of the printables that I printed extras of. And some of them I shrunk down, and some of them I left big. And so we'll see if we can get her with her cupcakes. Boy, they really liked to make cupcakes in the 50s, didn't they? So let's see if she'll fit on there. She will. She'll fit. And I think we'll fussy cut her out too. If you guys don't mind me fussy cutting and chitting and chatting. But let's see, what else? What happened that brought you guys joy over the weekend? Let me know in the comments what kind of joy you got to have this weekend. I know some of you guys got hit with a blizzard, or if you want to call it a blizzard. I don't really know what the technique. I think blizzard if it's snowing and wind at the same time, right? But we had some wind, but we don't have any snow. It got down to like the 30s one night. But we're going to be back. I hate to tell you guys, but in West Texas on Thursday it's going to be 85 degrees. So if you guys want some 85-degree weather, you need to come visit me in Texas. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Hi, Jamie. How are you? Yes, bless their hearts, Tracy. Absolutely, bless their hearts. And they have done so well and have just adjusted so well. You know, it's not easy losing your mom. And they have really done a good job of keeping it together. And I'm sure they don't have it together all the time, but they have it together enough. So I'm trying to fussy cut her face. So I'm trying to get as much of the extra paper off because she's got some pretty eyelashes there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep them, but I'm going to try. Oh, we got it. All right. Now can I do the bottom of her eyelashes? All right. I did it. So now I got to decide how much of the back side do I want. Hello, hello. Hello, was it popular item in the 50s as well? I don't know. I was born in 58, so I'm not a real I'm not a real thing on the 50s too much. I was born in the 50s, but I was born in 1958, so I think we're going to have to lose a little bit of her hand, or her arm, her elbow there. So we're going to nip off her elbow. And, ouch, she didn't feel it. She didn't feel it. As Justin would say, she doesn't know until she's glued down. So we're going to trim off all the way to the top of her little hair here, her little bun. And we're going to have to trim her dress down here. And, so let's trim that. So what is everybody going to be making for dinner tonight? I've got ribs in the crock pot, because on Monday nights I do Bible study. So I like to give myself something that's fairly easy. So let's see. I think for her, we'll just glue her down, because I'm not sure. We could make it a little bit of a pocket right here, but those plate of cupcakes really kind of scare me. So maybe we'll do that. I'll leave this part open for it to be a little tuck, and then we'll glue the rest of her top part down. You made homemade spaghetti sauce. That is the best, isn't it? Oh, I love homemade spaghetti sauce. I think that is the best. So we're going to glue her face and her eyelashes down. And then we're going to glue the cupcakes down. And I'm using art glitter glue for anybody that's curious. And then I'm kind of going straight across, you know, where that plate is. And then now I'm just going to go around the edge of it. Ooh, almost missed it. So I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I am. So we got that glued, and we're going to glue that. So all of her is glued down, the little eyelashes, and we do need to make sure I didn't get all the way. Nope, okay. So now we have a little bit of a pocket right here, and I can kind of cut this, make this straight, and we'll just add this in as a pocket. How quickly can we make a pocket? Or not a pocket, but a tag. We'll just straighten this up, and we'll make this a little tag, and I'll just trim off the top up here where it's going, and now we have a little teapot tag, and we'll just stick that in there, and that'll be cute. And maybe we'll fold it over so it'll be a little writing spot, a little tuck spot there. Perfect. All right, so let's keep moving on. Here's another chicken noodle soup. Hi, Tammy. I got your name today, Tammy. Yay! Yay for Liz. So let's see. Do we want to add another belly band with this red? I like it. I love this red. All I did was take this red material I had to the sewing machine and just squinched it up. And it's so cute. So I think we'll make a belly band right there. And that's on the back of the recipe, so they'll be able to stick, if they need to, they can stick some more stuff in it. Ha ha ha, I got it. Yeah. See, sometimes I remember things. Sometimes. Let me wipe the glue top off. Sometimes I move so fast that I forget to just take a minute and wipe the glue. Hi, Linda. How are you? Are you new to the page? If you are, I hope you hit the like button and the follow button. I don't recognize your last name. So my name is Liz, and we live on a ranch. It's a cattle ranch at that. So, and you think that would be good for me, but I can't afford our cattle, so I'm just going to put the glue on the top here. That's pretty sad when we can't afford our own meat, right? Well, I can't. My son and my daughter-in-law can. Like I said, we're having pork ribs in the oven. They're not, they're in the crock pot. And I put, normally I don't do it, but I bought a thing of root beer, and I put a little thing of root beer on the bottom because I know that some people put Dr. Pepper in with it. And I thought, I'm going to see what it's like to have a little bit of root beer in there. And then I put my barbecue sauce on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so that's cute. And that'll make a cute little tuck. So now we have this envelope we have to do. And I did open the envelope already. So let me get rid of this little bit of trash here. And I do think I have some smaller pieces that might fit on these. So let me just get those out. We'll need one for the front and one for the back. So this is like cookbooks, and this is like cooking. So I can either do her. Can you imagine having pink pots and pans? That's something like Dina would do from Designs by Dina, huh? She would have those pink pans. Okay, so let's trim this down and we'll see if we can get it on this envelope. And I'm just gonna put the cap back on my glue so it doesn't clog up on me. But I am going to be having a red dirt lace sale on Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central Time. Normally I have them on Thursday, but this time we're in an event on Thursday, so I'm going to have it on Wednesday. I have some mystery bag bundles that are 6 ounces that we're going to have. And I've been dyeing new lace all weekend long. So I hope you guys can come out and watch that. And this is still too big for this spot. So I think I'm still going to go ahead and use it, but I'm just going to cut it down a little bit more. So I'm just going to trim it right here. And then I think I might add it back on like a pocket on top of a pocket. So we're going to see how that looks. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to see if I can, it takes away her hand. I was thinking of adding it back in, but it takes away. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of this netting, which is, you know, like you buy fruit and you get the fruit in this netting. And I think I'll run that because that's got that red. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to run that on the outside or if I want to run it on the inside. I don't know. I don't know. Or I could add it on both sides. Let's do that. Let's just add it on both sides. When you can't decide, do both, right? Hi, Lynn. How are you? You lived in a trailer when you were born? I had, in the trailer that I had, we had a fifth wheel that was owned by an Osborne. We don't know if it was the Osborne or not, but it was pink and gray. So all my cabinets were gray, and all of the countertops were pink marble. had a urinal in it, and it was crazy. But yeah, that pink. When I was little, we had the avocado kitchen, you know, that had the avocado green. So let's do that, and let's add this to this side. And this side we're gonna let bunch out a little bit. So, you got me live finally. Thank you, Debbie. How's your weather? Are you all snowed in? Are you guys icicles? I always joke and say, you know, I could come and visit you guys for about 2 weeks and then I would be done. I would be like, okay, I got to go home. I got to go back home where it's 80. But I do not know why I put fabric tack on this paper, but oh well, I did, so we're going with it. So I like that. And like I said, I haven't seen anybody put an offer in on this, but it is up for an auction, and if you want, I can start the auction out, and I hope we can at least make $25 for the kids at church for their arena. So I'm going to type in start, and I'm going to let you guys see if anybody wants to start bidding on this. It is starting. I'm going to try, hopefully we can get $25 for it for the church, for the arena. So I like that, and I'm going to do the same thing for the back side of it. I have her here, and we'll do the same kind of deal on the back side. And like I said, 100% of whatever, you won't have to pay shipping. Shipping will be free. And you just need to put in no dollar signs. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy knows how to do it with no dollar signs. Thank you so much, Cindy. This church is absolutely going to love it. Like I said, we supply them with their dinner or a snack, all the good stuff. While they're doing it, we make sure that they have all the safety equipment that they need to ride, and they all usually bring their own horses, but sometimes we have to rent steers so they can rope them. But it's a fun thing to be able to bring your horse to church, you know? And it's so fun to see them all sitting up there on their saddles and all praying together to start. So I love it. I love being a part of it. And my grandson, sometimes he'll go up there and ride and do it. And it's all ages, you know. There's little ones that are out there, and big ones that are out there doing it. And they actually win buckles and the whole thing. It's like a real rodeo for them. So let's add the glue there. Ooh, we got a big glue glob. Can we get it? Can we get it? So this is going to be so cute. 1950s journal. And I'm just going to add that to there. And then, like I said, Deborah, well, I call her Deb because her name's Deborah, but she don't like it. So just like I don't like my real name. I go by Liz. But she's just learning how to do junk journaling. So everybody encourage her and tell her it's so easy. You'll be able to do it. I was telling her, I said, just find all your good stuff. All your leftover bags and all that good stuff. And you'll be able to make such fun stuff. She's going to make one for each one of her grandkids. And I think that's amazing. So everybody give Deb an encouragement and say, you can do it, Deb. You can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. All right, so we have that, and it looks a little fuzzy. It looks like it needs a haircut, and whoever gets this can give it a haircut. So, hi, Teresa. Thank you for coming in. you like to hear things like I do too. I like to hear things like that too. So I like that. I am going to trim just a little bit. It is a little wild up there on the top of its head. Just trim a little bit. So this is rice paper. I don't normally do anything with rice paper. I just leave it there to look pretty. This is a part of, who was this? Who did I use in this? I used, his name will come to me, I promise, Richard Simmons, some of his cookbook. So this is part of Grandma's tablecloth, and I think that will look really cute right there on the edge of this paper. So let's put some of Grandma's tablecloth in, and that'll be neat. And I can guarantee you that was here in the 50s. So this is a real 50s piece. Because like I said, it's been in my life as long as I've been born, and I was born in the 50s. So we got a little bit of Grandma's tablecloth in there. And it is so soft. It is so, it feels like Grandma's hugging. I love it. So I might trim the top just because it is a little bit crooked here. So let's just trim a little bit. I'll keep a little bit of Grandma. You're a little nervous. Well, don't be nervous. It's actually very fun. The only thing you have to be nervous about is don't punch your fingers with the awl when you start doing it. Because them awls are sharp. So we have that. We have this again. So I do have some pink seam binding. We could add on that. I'm just trying to keep that pink and blue theme going. But that'll look really cute on both sides. So I think we'll put that on there. So let me just snip it off where it needs to be so it doesn't pull. Sometimes I'll leave it together until I'm done, but sometimes it pulls. And well, how's our time going? We still have 15 minutes. So we're just putting a little bit of fabric tack. Now, if you're using fabric, I always use fabric tack. I know Vicki says that she always uses, if you ever watch Vicki, this Chick's Craft, she always uses art glitter glue for everything. And for me, art glitter glue doesn't hold fabric as quickly as I want it to. So I learned from Jimmy Lou to use the fabric tack, and I like it. So that's what I use, fabric tack. It's a wet glue, so you do have to be careful it doesn't seep through. But isn't that cute? See, it seeped through a little bit right there, but that's okay. It will dry clear. And that just made that page, you know. And it's cute. And this is some more of this is tissue paper. I love her. And then this is still some of that paper I printed. And we have our cute, looks like the floor. And I think we will put this together as a pocket. And then we'll add some lace around it. So we just made that into a pocket. And then this side is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to trim it down to match. And then we'll add some lace and glue it up. I really love this journal. I think it turned out so stinking cute. So now I'm just going to glue the sides down. And then we'll have, and this is art glitter glue I have in this bottle. It's my glue choice. Because it's a quick grabbing glue, but it's a forgiving glue. Like if I needed to take it apart real quick right now, I could. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. I'd have to put more glue down, but I could pick it up. Yeah, this stuff getting everywhere. Okay, so what do we want? I still have some more pink ribbon. Does that pink look okay with that green? Not really. So let's use... I have some white. I do like the white. And I could probably wrap that. Do I have anything thinner? I have my really stiff hearts. This is stiff. This stuff is stiff. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put this on this side. And we're going to use our fabric tack again. Yes, the awls are very, 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 very sharp. Very, very, very. And I've actually poked myself on live before. I've drawn a little bit of blood. Give some people some free DNA. Okay, so that's pretty. And then it's going to run the bottom. And I'm gonna flip the hearts. You know, if I did it this way, the hearts would be upside down. So I'm gonna flip it to where the hearts are the right way. Let's do that. What glue? I missed what you said. Okay, so when I'm doing lace to paper or lace to lace or anything like that, anything real heavy, I use fabric tack. It's a Beacon product. You can get it anywhere that sells, you know, Michaels sells it, Hobby Lobby sells it, Walmart sells it, Amazon sells it. So that's what I use for lace. Some people do use Fabric Fix. It's not exactly the same formula. It's made by the same people. If it's made by Beacon, there are a couple other places that make it. And then for paper to paper, I use Art Glitter Glue. Let me get the bottle. And I just have it in a precision bottle with a precision tip. So this is Art Glitter Glue. It has no glitter whatsoever in it. I'm not sure how come it's called Art Glitter Glue, but I buy that. And then when I was searching the Art Glitter Glue, this package of bottles showed up. And sorry, my daughter's decided to call me during my live. She knows I'm live. So anyways, it's a precision tip, which is really nice if you're trying to get around an edge. So this came in a 3-pack from Amazon, but you can use, or you can get Sugar Bell bottles to put the glue in. But it's cheaper to buy your glue in a bigger bottle than it is, you know, to buy in a small bottle. So let's keep going here. We still have about 8 minutes, and my daughter's just going to have to wait 8 minutes. So I do have this pretty white, and we can make this a belly band. We might have to, my dog is getting sick, so I might have to leave early because my dog just had an accident. So I'm going to jump off. Sorry, I'm leaving you guys 8 minutes early, but my poodle just threw up his lunch. So I'm going to go take care of that. So as far as I know, I think I only had the one bid. And I'm going to say thank you, Cindy, for that bid, and I'll get to you on it. Let me give you guys some hearts. I'm sorry I'm leaving you early, but I don't really want this on my carpet for any longer than I have to have it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday morning, 10 o'clock Central Time for a sale. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you. So bye-bye.